Welcome back here. We're sitting at halftime for tonight's action. I'm joined by Toby Nelson. Jeff, he's gone away for the time being, and I'll take Toby over here for a little while. Toby Nelson, the coach for the men's team, coming up later on tonight for FA, the second game of our doubleheader, so to speak. We'll get right into it. Just starting off a season, what type of things are you looking to improve upon with your group every day? And this is the final tune-up game before the regular season, so a little bit more emphasis tonight, or is it same old, just improve every day?
Well, we've had some issues with some sickness here early on. COVID kind of got us, so this is truly the first night that I'm going to have all 11 guys on the court at once that we've had this season, because we've had 9 here, 8 here, 10 here, whatever it might be. So, we've had a rough start to the preseason. And then, of course, you have the football team, which there's goods and bads about that. It's great that they won a state championship, but 8 of my 11 guys are on the football team, developing that winning culture, which is awesome. But you also turn right around the next Monday and have to start basketball season. So it's been a little bit of a slow start, but I've got kids that have high energy. Practices have been real, for the amount of numbers that we've had, they've been very intense. And kids that just really want to play. So to answer your question, we're still trying to find ourselves right now. It's probably tough to find yourself against Nokomis, but the fact is we just want to be the best us we can be out in the court tonight, and whatever happens score-wise will happen. So we've got a lot of stuff to work on. You'll see all 11 guys tonight. It's a preseason game. We need to get some repetitions in here and get ready for our season opener on Friday against Holton.
Yeah, absolutely. And you brought up some great points there. And some points that we've been trying to also echo out here on the court tonight is this is a preseason basketball game at the end of the day. This is not going to have any regular season bearing. So try some of those things and look for that identity. What you're seeing out here on the women's side is they're starting to press a lot more, which is one of the things Levi Ladd brought over from MCI. So just a great point that you brought up. But part of the identity from Foxcroft Academy, especially on the male side for this past fall season, is winning. Yeah. And the football season that they had, absolutely incredible. Everyone from the area understands that. But the boys soccer team as well had one of their best seasons in several decades, I believe it was, one of the most winning seasons, record-wise. And those things coming into the basketball season, one, outside of this illness, and those things were unfortunate, unpreventable in some situations. But have you noticed a certain hunger and desire with coming off of such a successful fall season for Foxcroft Academy?
Yeah, we have. And of the 11 kids, 11 of them play either football or soccer. So you're right. They had really good falls, represented our school very well. And, got that taste of winning. Obviously, football, the ultimate taste of a state championship. But you mentioned soccer had 8 wins, which that's the most in a long time for a boys soccer team, and finishing a number 5 seed, getting to the quarterfinals. So that hunger of winning, feeling what it's like. And you know what? At the end of the day, Zach, you played sports. A lot of people out there have. It feels good to win. And when you get that taste, and you don't want to let it up. So a lot of these kids have come in to the preseason with that attitude. They want to win. That we have to get better every day if we're going to be a competitor in Class B. Because while we have a really tough challenge tonight in Nokomis, our Class B schedule is very tough every night in and night out. And then you throw the 2 C teams that we're playing in Dexter and Central, 2 very quality clubs as well. So we're going to have our hands full every night this winter.
Yeah, absolutely. And tonight is going to be a great tune-up for that. Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about this Nokomis Warriors team, rightfully so, and I'd be remiss not to mention it during this little interview here at halftime. But the flag.
Yeah.
We got to talk about it. I mean, Cooper Flag, is this, in your opinion, one of the most talked about prospects coming in that you've seen in a long time? And how do you coach against that and try to keep your team's mindset on what we have to accomplish and what we have to do?
Well, age-wise, I go back to when Andy Bedard was a senior in high school in 1994 playing for Mountain Valley, and it's similar to that, but it's not, because in our day and age with social media, YouTube, video, you can watch videos all the time. But we had to wait for the 11 o'clock news to see anything on that. So you didn't get the train following like you do with Cooper Flag and the rest of this Nokomis Warrior team. But it's not just him. There are a lot of nice pieces around him as well that are a really quality club. How do you coach against him? You give him a little contact, obviously. You want to try to feel him out a little bit. But his size and athleticism, yeah, he's 6'7", but he can really play all facets of the game.
Very skilled.
You say, okay, we'll push him outside. Well, he might stick a 3. Well, we'll let him go inside. He's going to dunk on you. So you really kind of pick your poison, and you'd like to see someone else, at the end of the day, beat us. Look, we're going to stick man to man here to start and see what we can do. We've got some guys that can defend. We're not coming into this one waving the white flag. We're coming in to play hard and just, again, try to see what we can do to get better. And whatever happens in 32 minutes happens in 32 minutes.
And, something we've been able to observe about this Foxcroft team under your helm over the last couple seasons is constant improvement. And I think last year was a great launching point. You had some young talent like Smith and what he was able to do in his kind of breakout season, I would call it. How much, and this will be the final point on preseason before we wrap up before this second half of basketball, how much of this preseason is focused on the individuals getting better versus the team as a whole getting better, or is it kind of a meld and a combination of the two?
It's kind of a mix, because we really talk about in practice, how are you going to make yourself better, how are you going to make a teammate better, and how does that really encompass the team? Tomorrow for practice, beforehand we're going to get together, we're going to talk about individual goals, and we're going to talk about team goals, and what each of our guys bring to the table. Because guess what? Our number 1 guy and our number 11 guy, they aren't the same player, but they all bring something here. And I don't need, I don't need Caden Crocker I don't need Austin Seavey to be Caden Crocker. I just need to be Austin Seavey to be the best Austin Seavey he can be. That's all. So we try to talk about that and let the kids know that we just need you to be the best you can be, and that's going to be good enough. It's
a great point, and that's why you do a great job with your group.
Thank you.
We want to thank Toby for joining us during this halftime action. We've got about 2 minutes on the clock, so we're going to take a quick